Hey guys, this is Cowrie from Cowrie's Corner. I thought we were going to have a little her voice today, but the ladies wanted to switch it around and ask me a different type of question. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the ladies have it. So what do you have? I'm all ears.
Hey, Kari, how are you today?
I'm loving life.
I wanted today to be a little different because we have had a lot of women from the audience wondering a little bit about who you are. And since you talk a lot about self awareness, they was wondering what is your story? When did you become self aware?
Okay. So so you guys want to fight? All right. No problem. No. So I'll tell you this. This is very personal story. It'll has a lot of facets about me in it, I guess, and happened during my time in Seattle. When I was in Seattle, we had a I lived on a ridge, and in Redmond, Seattle, and it was nothing to do. You had to go off the ridge, so I sing. I used to, and I was wanting to sing at the church. It was the only thing. So this church was just a little bit down the ridge, and it was the only place to go. So I went. And I did some teaching there and little things, but I wanted to sing and be more active because I was bored, basically. Now, in order to sing, I had to do an audition, and I was ready for the audition. I did the audition, did everything, good to go. Now, after I finished singing for the audition, the man says, "Hey, Cowrie, um, how about you give us testimony?" And I was like, "I've never really done that before. Um, I, what is a testimony? I don't know." So I just figured I'd tell him a little bit about my life, right? So I was like, "Well, and I'll sum it up for you guys, but I was like, I wasn't a really good guy, and wasn't a really good father. I wasn't really good at anything except being a bad guy. So they were like, "Well, what did you do?" kind of thing, and I was like, "Well, I was in a drug game, and I was just a little terror, you know." So, but I gave them more detail. Now, at that point in time, the pastor over the youth, oh, not the youth choir, but the pastor of the choir at the time, he says, "Hey, look, because they're shocked at the stories that I told them, because I went into little detail because I didn't know what a testimony was. I just thought, tell your life. I didn't know. So I I end up the guy, like, when I looked out, because I'm telling my story, but I'm reliving it as I'm telling it, because it's kind of opening up old wounds that nobody knew about. That were hidden. They weren't exposed. And so I'm sitting around all these people, and I'm in Seattle. I'm from the East Coast, so they don't know me. I won't be here that long. I'll probably like 6, 7 years. I'll be gone, and they'll never see me again. I'll tell them everything. I don't care, right? And it was so refreshing because I started getting on this truth journey. I finally started telling the truth, and that was the beginning, ladies, of my self awareness, right? Because I remember the first time I told the truth, and because I was a lying joker, not capping. This is capping. I was lying, straight up lying. And when I started telling the truth, because I'm in Seattle, they don't know me. I have nothing to lie about. I can just be me. Let me see if being me really works. Let's see if it works. You know. So I was like, somebody asked me a question, and I was like, truth, truth, and it felt so nasty in my mouth. I was like, oh God. I'm so relieved it came out because it was so hard to do for a while. And so the people, they actually were like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, they accept the truth. wait. So they asked me something else. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it again. I'm ready now. I'm like, yeah. Like, hey, Carrie, blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, whew, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Truth? Yeah, blah 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 blah. And the conversation kept going. I didn't make up anything. My identity was me. For the first time in my entire life, 40 something years old, I finally have my identity. And I've been chasing this all around the world as a soldier and doing all these wonderful, great things, even with people, helping families and marriages, still really not knowing who I was until I was able to tell the truth about who I am, right? And that was the beginning. So now I'm in this church telling people the truth. I'm thinking that this truth is really acceptable. hmm I'm, th- I'm thinking like you can tell people the truth and they don't judge you for it. Well, after I finished telling them my war stories about all the crap I did, coming up, and they looked at me. I would never forget. It was so funny because I was kind of in my zone, just kind of looking at this chair, telling them my story. Embarrassed, actually. And when I looked up, when I was finished, I thought they were going to be like, okay, cool. I'll see you Sunday or see you at practice or something, right? Because your boy can blow. Don't get it twisted. Excuse me. Your boy can blow. All right. So I look up and the faces are like this. I was like, is something wrong? Or they were like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, fine. Man, I lived on the ridge. Have a job and a company. I'm living. I'm doing everything I want to do. I golf every day. I'm hanging out. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm okay. I'm like, what are you talking about? So the guy, the head pastor of the thing, he says, well, Calvary, I'm going to need you to go they have an AA program for the church. It's called Celebrate Recovery. And because we're concerned, all of us are concerned. And I'm like, about what? I, I'm not, did you hear what I said? I don't need to go to AA, you know? And I didn't say anything. I'm just sitting here puzzled. See, but I didn't have anything to do. I didn't care. I was like, you know what? Okay, because I'm being new. I'm not going to be argumentative. I'm not going to be bitter, petty, salty. I'm going to be a new Calvary that nobody's ever seen before, that always existed, but I never let out. Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. When is the AA class? Well, it's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night? I don't know about anybody that's ever been to Seattle. I'm from Florida. Flat. Flat. Okay. Seattle, I lived on the ridge. It went up like this. You look over and see I'm scared at night to drive, and you want me to come out here for something that I don't even think I really need to come to. I think you guys are very confused on what I said. I'm wondering, did I communicate this wrong? Right? So the guy says, look, man, that's the only way. You go there, but other than that, you can't get in. No problem. That night, I'm driving around the ridge, scared to death. To death. Get down there, and I go in, and there are a lot of cars. I mean, I thought there was a church service going on. I was like, because the church is really big, and there was a lot of cars. So I'm like, hmm. I walk in, good, and they had this big, huge room. I had about, it had to be like 20 to 30 chairs just in a circle, big, huge circle. And I go in and I sit down, I meet this guy and I tell him like why I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, okay, no problem. Just sit next to me. So they start lining up. Everybody's sitting there getting coffee, cookies, and just kind of sitting, jabbering, and we sit down. And they kind of go around the room. So some people would tell their story and they would start off like, hi, my name's John. I'm an alcoholic. My name's Jim. I'm addicted to porn. I'm addicted to meth. I'm addicted to this. My name's such and such. I'm addicted to cheating on my wife. I mean, just everybody had their addiction or whatever, but usually most of it was chemical. It was chemical. And they're going around this room. Now, there were about 30 people in there. I think about 20 or 19 of them said something. And it's going in this circle. And I'm seeing the circle coming. I'm looking at the dude next to me like, because I'm looking like, what am I going to say? I don't think anybody heard my story when I came in. So I'm like, I'm listening to all these stories. They lost their families, they lost their jobs, they lost their career. I mean, took their Christmases. And these are things I went through with my own biological parent. I mean, I'm sitting here listening to this. So the last guy, he's sitting right next to me. And he's like, yeah, well, my name's Bobby, and I'm addicted to cocaine. I'm a crack addict but they say these number of days, like I'm 22 years and I've been an addict. I can't remember. It's been a long time, and I'm addicted to this. I've been 19 years, or some people say 6 months, 10 days, whatever. But that's their recovery time, right? I'm sitting here just looking and listening, scared. I've been stabbed in the back and shot at. I'm scared right now because of all these people. Like, what am I going to say? And you ask me about self-awareness. And I remember, every time I tell this story, I get emotional. It's so hard. So the guy finishes next to me. And they get to me. And so the guy, the leader, he says, so does anybody have anything else to say? Anybody want to talk? Anybody new? So I'm like, I'm looking for the new dude too. You might want to get him. He look kind of new, because everybody in here has mud boots on. He's wearing sneakers. This Seattle. He look new. That dude right there came in here with an umbrella. This is Seattle. He gotta be new. You get him, right? So, but my mind is still thinking, but I'm in fear. I'm hoping that my avoidance would have been enough for him to just say, okay, this is the end of the night, right? So, but no, he didn't do that. He did not do that whatsoever. And he looks over at me and he goes, well, you're new, aren't you? I'm like, bruh, you know it. I told you I was new when we came. You've never seen me, but why are we doing this right now, right? I'm really getting frustrated, like, oh, right. And I'm looking at him like, because I'm chilling, but still had that East Coast thuggy stuff inside of me a bit. So I say to him, and then when I looked, it was crazy because I'm looking around the room because I'm looking for the new guy too, right? When I looked around, it hit me. I saw all these faces. And I look at this guy next to me. And he said, so what do you have to say? And I looked at him. I looked at all these guys, men. And I said, my name's Cowrie. And I'm addicted to making all of your lives hell. I'm addicted. I'm the one that caused your children not to go to college. I'm the one that caused you to lose your job. I'm the one that caused you to lose your family. And this whole time, out of all these years I've been alive, I didn't know what I was addicted to. And I broke. As tough as I was, I have black belts. I've been fighting. I broke. But the only time I felt that brokenness was when my father passed. And all the guys were looking at me. I didn't know if they were angry or, because I was like, I have none of your problems. I'm not addicted to anything that you guys have, none of those. I was addicted to ruining lives. So I became self-aware that day of how cruel I've been in this life. And the people that I destroyed, even my own family. And the guy looks over at me, sitting next to me, because it was quiet. It was the creepiest quiet of all time. Plus, I didn't want anybody to drive me off the ridge either, like for real. And the guy looks over at me, he's like, welcome to your day one. And he gave me this coin. Oh, this is my first day of recovery from ruining people's lives. Never went back. But I don't think I had to at that point. But that's probably the most self-aware I've been in my entire life with the truth. Whew. So, you have anything else on that one?
Thank you so much for being so true. Now we know a little bit more about yourself.
All right. So we're gonna wrap this up. And guys, thank you for listening to Calories Corner. Hope you learned a little bit more about me. And we'll do a little bit. We're gonna do a few more of these story times, but I'll talk to you guys soon. Much life, much love.